Ladies and gentlemen, here come the Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, in celebrating Riverside Brookfield's Fine Arts Week, at this time we ask everyone to please stand. Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats and face the flag as the RB Madrigals, conducted by Kaylee Smetana, sing the national anthem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the RBTV Game of the Week. I'm Sam Egan, alongside Jake O'Brien, and we have what should be an exciting, high-scoring affair between two really high-powered offenses between the Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs and the Immaculate Conception Knights. So, Jake, talk to us a little more about this game.
Yeah, like you said, it's most likely going to be a high-scoring affair. Both these offenses are very, very good and has shown all season from passing as well as rushing. RB's, I'd say, more of a rushing team this year, but Immaculate Conception, I'd say, even with one of the best running backs in the conference, they're still, I'd say, a passing team.
Yeah, going into the running game, Denzel Gibson, who he had a huge game last week, had over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, and as a result, senior linebacker Ryan Novak, who usually, like I said, linebacker, he was practicing at defensive line all week, so we might be seeing some surprise of Ryan Novak playing defensive line.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Ryan Novak play line since Pee Wee, and it's a big difference. And I don't really understand the move, but hopefully it will show tonight why they put him there. But
they're trying to just get as many bodies as possible because this Immaculate Conception team is big, and they have a lot of just really fast, talented guys will beat you if you're not ready for it.
Yeah. And, so I'm going to go back to the offenses and the defenses as well. But RB's secondary has probably been the biggest problem all year. And Immaculate Conception being a pass-first team, the secondary is going to have to step it up today for sure. And I'm expecting Marcus Turner to have a big game today for the Bulldogs.
He needs to have a big game in order for the Bulldogs to stay in this game. Another big aspect for them to stay in this game is scoring points because IC is going to score the ball, so the Bulldogs need to score it right back. And as you saw there, I mean, it looks like they really read film. Their kicker doesn't really boot the ball downfield, so they were playing kind of maybe kind of ready for an onside kick.
Yeah, and that was a smart play by Petrucci, but fair catching that. I know players get antsy when on the first kickoff to try to turn it, but there's no reason for trying anything crazy because if you get popped, that ball might go out on the first play. And they have good field position to start it off. So.
And we'll see how Diego does. Over 1,000 total yards on the year, 14 touchdowns, and he is going to Miami of Ohio this weekend for a college visit. So you see that D1 talent is there, so we'll see what he can do against a tough defense.
And Valencia gets the first carry. Doesn't get much. I like the play call there. Keep it simple to start it off, but you're going to have to, further in the game, you're going to have to open it up for sure.
Yeah, Valencia, who's been the leading rusher for the Bulldogs this year, kind of a surprise because Ryan Novak started the year with over 130 yards and 3 touchdowns in a week 1 win against Warren. So you thought he was going to give a majority of the touches. He gets hurt. Valencia starts taking the carries, and he's done a great job so far. So he's carrying the load while they make Ryan not have to play 2 ways.
Yeah, and there was great coverage there by Immaculate Conception. Nothing there. I mean, Diego went through his reads. You saw him look and just had to step up in the pocket and take the least amount of yards possible. And it's a 1-yard sack, but now they got a 3rd and long.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go there. Marshawn Griffin just was right there. I mean, he had some time, but, I mean, no one was getting open.
Yeah.
Tough defense to get open on.
I'd say that's more of a coverage sack rather than the D lineman making a fantastic play, which he did, but.
Diego drops back, has time to throw. Looking for Bueller Braddock, overthrows him.
Great. From not the best pass cover or pass blocking to great pass blocking. He had all day. It was just above Iggy's head, and Bueller Braddock, no chance of getting that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe closer to the DB. This is a tough play.
And that's a horrible way to start for the Bulldogs, being a 3-and-out with solid field position as well. But now Bueller Braddock back for the punt.
Quite the adjustment from a 55-0 win last week for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They were scoring every
drive. It's
drive.
going to be a big difference.
Griffin almost gets to the punt. And as a result, forces a bad punt, and it goes out of bounds in Bulldog territory. So IC will have really good field position to start.
What's your what do you think IC is going to start off with? Do you think they're going to just go deep right away? Because I could see that.
I could definitely see him just like, all right, let's see what your secondary can do.
Unloading
Take a shot.
And with good field position as well, I'd say you can take that risk. I wouldn't say it's a risk with the wide receivers that they have, but yeah.
And it looks like Ryan Novak is playing on the D-line.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
So Mandela, the junior quarterback, starting off with great field position. Let's see what he does with it. Diggs is open on the short route. I'm sorry. Parker is open on the short route, nicknamed Diggs for a reason.
Yeah, he's wearing that 1-4, and he plays very similar to him, and I get why you made that mistake. But that is going to be Immaculate Conception first down.
Yeah, we were talking about him like kind of being like a mini Diggs earlier in the, which kind of forced the slip up. But, I mean, he was just wide open there on the screen.
Yeah, that's a good play call there to start it off.
Fake the handoff. Mandela is going to drop back. Giovanni Gonzalez is there for the sack. Big play from the little man.
Yeah,
he was not a big fan of me calling him the little guy. Let's call him the strong guy. Big play there on first and 10.
Yeah, that's great coverage there. I mean, Gio made a great play to get the sack, but that coverage was perfect. And when coverage is perfect, it forces those guys on the D-line to make a great play, in which you can see there.
Yeah, he chased him down like Mandela just didn't really see him. He just trying to get away, couldn't. Now the handoff goes for a gain of about 8 or 9, penalty marker on the field.
And I think it's going to be a holding on number 3 there. Swiatek was, he was being held for sure, and that's going to force him back for a second and a country mile, you could say.
Yeah, that's the wide receiver Ellis there on the penalty, which you don't really see a lot of wide receiver holds. That's usually more of an offensive line penalty.
Yeah.
That's just a crucial penalty from the wide receiver there. He's a junior who he does play both sides.
And a lot of these guys on IC play both sides.
They have Petrucci on Parker. This would definitely be the time where they try and take a deep shot on 2nd and 24. Screen pass is brought down by Swiatek, leading tackler on this team. And, I mean, it looked like he was going to maybe get past him, and Swiatek just stuck with him and makes it 3rd and 24.
Yeah,
third and 22, excuse me.
That's a textbook tackle right there, breaking down, and it's tough to make plays like that with all these players on IC being high powered and stuff like that. But Switek just keeps his feet churning and makes the tackle there. And how do you chop down a tree from the bottom? You got to tackle by the legs.
Play action to Gibson. The throw is caught by Ellis. Makes a juke. Still on his feet. Big play all the way. Touchdown ICCP.
Oh, my goodness. He put the moves on Drumheller there. And, yeah, not really much else to say besides that.
Yeah, what a play, Caleb Ellis. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was insane. That was great pass blocking. Just steps back. First read right there, and then puts the jukes on, runs in his own teammate, and tight ropes down the sideline for a touchdown. Makes up for the hold on the second down, and just like that, they're up 6-0. I see awaiting a player to get on the field.
Big man Isaiah Gonzalez, senior at 295 pounds.
Yeah, that's a big man.
Extra point is up and good, and it's a 7-0 ball game.
I mean, that was a roller coaster of a first drive for IC, from having a sack in the beginning and then a hold to push him way back, and then just like that, deep ball, touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, that's what good field position is going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 or 2 big plays, and then you're looking at an early deficit.
Yeah, they were at the 49-yard line, or as Isaac Navarro likes to say, the 51-yard line. But yeah, when you special teams, like we said last game that we announced, is special teams can flip a game, and like that, it showed there. And yeah.
Yeah, Ellis, who's really been more of like the third option, because they throw to Gibson, the running back, a lot, so he is their second leader in receiving.
He didn't even get a lot of touches on that first drive, which I was surprised to see.
A lot of play action. But he had most of his damage last week came in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
But Ellis only 120 yards on the year. Has 2 touchdowns, though. I mean, he's the other slot option, so he's going to get those touches. And, I mean, he was just wide open.
Yeah, and we're not seeing Ryan Novak in the backfield on that first drive, but maybe he'll be this time.
That kick is boom.
Yeah, that was
into the end zone for a touchback. And after short kick first try, that one will be a touchback.
Yeah. That was booted, to say the least. The Bulldogs going to take it at the 20-yard line to start it off.
A little bit of a chilly night here tonight.
Yeah, it's great football weather. You can't get much better than that.
No, you cannot.
You can't. This is the definition of football weather. A little chilly. I mean, the student sections probably got hoodies on and stuff like that, but these players, you got to go bare on the arms.
I am not expecting any shirts off tonight.
I mean, you never know.
So they do give it to Novak. He is in the backfield on the second drive. Only gets about a yard there, though.
Yeah, nothing much there for Novak, but they still have to, even if the run game is not working, they still have to do it. You're going to have to run the ball and show the Immaculate Conception defense that you will run the ball, because RB's run game has been spectacular all year, and they hope to continue at that in this game.
Salem in motion. He gets the fake. Gutierrez keeps it. Gets a gain of 7, and it'll make it third and very manageable.
Yeah, Gutierrez showing his legs there on that play. Great little read option play, and Salem's also a great target there. And all the eyes were on him, and Diego just takes it for a gain of 6, 7.
Yeah, Diego has 195 rushing yards on the year, so you know he's not afraid to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 2 guys in the backfield. The give to Kumskis, the big tight end / fullback, but he will not go anywhere.
Yeah, not much there. And this is going to be a tough call for Riverside Brookfield to keep the offense out there, or maybe put the punt team out with a 4th and about 2.5, 3.
And it looks like they're bringing out the punt team.
I'd say that's a smart decision. After a big play that IC had, you don't want to put them in great territory. You just want to let Bila Bradick hopefully boot it. And And IC has 2 return men back.
Yeah, Ellis and Parker are both back there. Both their wide receivers who also both played with Jackson Ramos back in their Hillside Hurricane days. So that punt from Iggy, a little better than his first, right to KJ. But he's brought down right away. Toma Tucker is there for the tackle.
Yeah, the junior Toma Tucker with a great tackle there, tracking down the man Parker there who received the punt, and nothing. That's great punt there by Bila Bradick as well, and totally flipped the field position.
Yeah, so IC starts with it at the 35, and you hope you can prevent him from doing any further damage.
Yeah. I expect to see a lot of Gibson this drive, even with the pass game being very successful last time.
I agree. Parker
You can't go wrong with the run game.
is Schmidt, the two-way player. He is one of their better defenders. I mean, he has 3 turnovers on the year for them on defense. He's their leading tackler, and now he's making plays on the offensive end.
Yeah, just a simple little screen play and great blocks up front by the wide receivers to just let him go down the sideline and get the first down.
And just like that, they're already in Bulldog territory again.
As you can see, great blocks there by the wide receivers to let him roam free.
So it looks like Gibson could have broke that one away, but there's a penalty marker on the field. False start that prevents the big run.
Already a couple penalties for IC and 0 being on RB. RB's also going to have, if they have a chance in this game,
They have to play
no
a perfect
penalties.
football
They're
game.
going to have to play perfect football.
And they got to capitalize on these penalties. I mean, they forced it to 3rd and 22 last time, and IC just went down and got a touchdown. So you got to hope to prevent that, but would not be shocked to see Gibson get the ball here.
No, not at all.
He does, and he finds a hole. Inkshed breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Gibson gets a bunch of blocks, goes to the opposite side, and scores. Touchdown ICCP.
That was a insane run. You could say even immaculate. But
Good
yeah,
one.
that was insane. He went north and south, then goes east and west to end up scoring the touchdown. Great blocks up front too again, and like you said, Gibson right there. We would be surprised if we didn't see him. And yeah, 13
That
out
was
now.
a great block
for
from
IC.
Gonzalez there. So he absolutely pancaked Rivetti there
Yeah.
in the mitten.
Yeah, very quick start for IC here, starting off 13-0 with just over 6 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
And
we're not even halfway through the first, and IC's offense is just plowing up points. But that extra point is doinked. No good.
he got a little under it, I mean, and it ended up doinking. Maybe that's some momentum that RB can take from, but the offense needs, I say, at least try to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, you need to take a shot here and just try and have something positive come here.
Or maybe like a screen pass to Novak, something like that. Just give your playmakers the ball.
You talk about getting your playmakers the ball. I mean, Muhammad Salem hasn't touched the ball yet, and he's
Yeah.
one of your faster guys, and you maybe want to see if you get him on a screenplay and see if he can make a play.
I mean, they faked it to him on that last drive where Diego ended up running it for 7 yards, which has been RB's best play today. So I say just give it to him.
Yeah, and a lot of things got to be fixed up on the defensive end.
For sure. And a passing touchdown and
Now
a rushing touchdown for
And both of those have just been big plays.
Oh, yeah.
Following penalties.
Mm-hmm. And you said they didn't capitalize on the penalties, and that's what RB is going to have to do to have a chance. And another booming kick.
High kick. Salem's going to return it from the 3-yard line. Try and find a hole. Block in the back. That one was pretty obvious.
Yeah. I think it's going to be on number 15, Toma Tucker. He had the same type of block in the back week 1 against Morton where Salem ended up take it to the house, but got called back and makes that mistake again.
That's
and
going to pin the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's going to pin them
deep.
real deep. And the time of possession so far really hasn't been that different because IC scored on such big plays, but RB's also just going to have to keep their offense on the field for as long as possible.
I mean, a key to the game was RB just keeping IC's offense off the field because you know how high-powered they are. However, they haven't put up points to keep them off the field.
And we haven't even seen a lot of Parker at all.
No.
Which has been very surprising.
And there's some movement along the line. Looks like that's against IC. That's their third penalty of the game.
Yeah. And
Diego gets him to jump the snap.
Aaron Rodgers style. Yeah, and that anything helps here to get out of that position in the end zone, like right by the end zone, and now 1st and 5.
That a chance to get a first down here.
Yeah.
There is that screen pass to Salem, but it is dropped. But that is probably best case scenario because that would have been brought down for a massive loss.
And fans are not happy about the late tackle there. The flag is not thrown, but that's also a big risk right there, that throw. Because if it's thrown behind Gutierrez, then that's a fumble. And that would have ended up being a touchdown for IC. But thankfully it was, well, thankfully for the Bulldogs, it was not. It was an incomplete pass. And they did try to throw to Salem, like you said. You've been calling it today.
I'm on my game today. Now Diego is going to keep it. As a whole, gets the first down, trying to get more, and gets down to the 20-yard line. Bulldog first down.
First Bulldog first down, and both the better plays for Riverside Brookfield have been Diego Gutierrez using his legs. So I can see them continue that with just a little read options, maybe even like some QB sneaks to catch him off guard. Who knows?
And him running the ball is huge because if he can run the ball for big gains, then that's going to really open up the passing game a lot more.
And they're also they're going to have to probably do a spy on Gutierrez, which also takes a whole guy away from coverage.
Now, you know, Diego Gutierrez likes to do that bootleg. Rolls out to Luke Kumskis, makes the nice grab.
Yeah, that was
reliable Luke Kumskis.
Yeah,
first
perfect
down
throw, perfect catch. A little toe tap right on the sidelines. Great throw there, rolling to his left for Gutierrez, and great sense of where he's at on the field being Kumskis.
Yeah, Luke is a big target, so I mean, when you
emphasis on big, he's a big dude. Two first downs here for Bulldogs in this drive.
Handoff again.
Nice little run for Valencia. You'll take any small gain here.
You're just trying to really just get some chunk plays, keep IC's offense off the field, and end this drive in points.
Yeah. And slow it down. Also, slow it down is big.
Might see a shot to Adam Uristega here.
And he's on the bottom of your screen.
Oh, my goodness. I am having a day. How about that?
And he was down before the ball went out, and that's going to be a nice little gain, and Bulldogs have a 3rd and short.
They were at the situation last time, but at like the 28-yard line. Now, if you're at the 40, would you go for it in 4th down? Being down
I'd say yes. I'd say yes. Unless it's a sack here or a loss of yards.
Oh, I saw some jumping. And that is a penalty. That's number 50, Nathan Schmidt, brother of J.P. Schmidt, who is one of the better players on this team. That brother duo is huge. However, that's a big penalty here that gives the Bulldogs the first down.
The easiest first down Riverside Brookfield is going to have, and just forcing the guys offsides again.
That's the second time he's done that this drive. Now the handoff to Valencia.
Another small gain
Schmidt
on first
there
down.
for the tackle following the penalty.
Yeah,
it's a gain of 2 there.
Yeah, I was surprised that Schmidt hopped off sides there because I feel like he's a very smart football player, and I rarely see mistakes made by him especially.
Second and 8, Gutierrez in the backfield with Valencia. Trying to get him to jump off sides again. Cannot get him to do so this time. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Takes a snap. He's going to take it himself. Try and plow forward for yards. Gets about 2 yards, making it 3rd and 6.
A design QB run there for Gutierrez, and I'm glad to see that they are utilizing his legs continuously because it has worked. Even though it's a small gain, it makes the third down much easier.
So what do you do here on 3rd down?
I say you got to give the ball to your number 1 receiver, being Bila Bradick. Maybe on a little curl route or a slant, just something easy.
Salem in motion. Drops back, gives it to Valencia on the screen. Gets the 1st down, but loses the football, and IC is on top of it.
Wow, that was a really nice tackle there by IC. Good design play, and I couldn't really tell if he had the yards to gain to get the 1st down.
He did get the 1st down for sure, and Hulek just brought him down. And
when you make plays like that, just put his helmet right on the ball, and I think he did fumble it. That's a big play from IC because that looked like a promising Riverside Brookfield drive.
Yeah. And if this drive ends in points, could be teetering on the brink of a blowout.
Yeah. And it's been a long first quarter, being just over 3 minutes left, and IC's back on offense.
Gibson on the backfield this time. Ball looks like it's incomplete, dropped by KJ Parker.
I saw a really nice play.
Great coverage there from
Yeah,
Switek.
nice zone coverage there, and Switek lays out to maybe get in the field of view, or maybe he even got a hand on the ball to where Parker ended up dropping it.
So, yeah, like I mentioned, Gibson not in the backfield. Now it's Malik Gary. Screen pass is dropped again. Rolls out of bounds. 3rd and 10. And this is a must-stop situation for the Bulldogs.
For sure. To get the offense right back on the field after a good-looking drive that ended in a fumble and a turnover. Yeah, you as the defense, after a weighted break, they look good on this drive.
And you know the student section is going to be making some noise. Big play here early on in this game, 13-0 IC. Bulldogs trying to stay in it. Takes a snap, rolls out, throwing, caught. That's Dominic Hulak, who just recovered the fumble. Now is there for the catch. Big target, makes the play, looks like gets just enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, that was a really nice catch, and he got hit pretty hard by Marcus Turner there, and holds onto it for a big 1st down for IC.
Now that puts him in Bulldog territory again. 3rd time in 3 drives so far for the Knights.
And Mandala has looked very good in the pass game so far, and continues to look like that with a great throw there. And another IC 1st down.
Having trouble bringing them down. It seems like they just have a new target every time. Joey Galata is there for the catch this time.
Yeah, just sharing the wealth here for Immaculate.
And that looked like probably his best throw of the night. He just looked so calm, cool, and collected back there, and just threw the ball right on the money.
When you have great pass protection like he's had, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. He's not having any pressure in his face
but that's
whatsoever.
But that also is a quick throw.
That was a very quick throw.
So, as the defensive line, you can't really get in there much quicker.
And that's another 1st down for IC, and now 1st down goal to go.
Let's see if Gibson gets back on the field. He is not.
So Malik Gary still getting the touches.
And nice play there from the Bulldogs defensive line, and still holds them inside the 5.
And now you're seeing some big boys coming. Jax Ramos, Joe Madonna coming in. Devontae Givens and Giovanni Gonzalez are coming out. So putting in two of your bigger bodies to just try and force a goal line stop.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if you see a little read option here and maybe even Mandala getting a rushing touchdown. You never know. That would catch me off guard.
Velez and Gray in the backfield. The give is to Velez. I'm sorry, that was Gray with the carry, and he is in fairly easily, and it's now 19-0 Knights.
Yeah, I mean,
Touchdown.
that was a textbook drive there from IC, getting a couple deep, or getting a deep pass, and then having a long third down, and still converting, and then just rushing it down their throats for a touchdown.
This has been the story of the game. I mean, they're converting on 3rd and 22,
Yeah.
3rd and 10. All their plays, I mean, they're making big plays to just get them down the field.
RB's been forcing them in these positions, but IC has just came out strong and stayed collective, like you said, and ended up scoring on each drive so far.
So if you're the Bulldogs defense, what's got to change?
Honestly, I say just dropping. I'd say play the deep ball. I'd say play the deep ball, drop your guys back, because I feel like they've been finding the zones each time. Mandala's been finding the seams, and it's hard to stop these guys. I get that, but there's got to be a play on defense where you can change it.
How's it going, RB? My name is Adam Uriostegui. I play wide receiver. I've been playing football for 12 years. I went to Kamarik Middle School, and the goal this year is to win state. Bulldog Nation, let's ride.
As you just heard there from Adam Uriostegui, one of the best wide receivers on this Bulldogs team, but only has one catch today.
Yeah, I mean, they've been struggling to find their guys. I mean, a lot of just rushing attacks today. Diego's been getting most of the chunk of their yards on the ground. So you got to see if you can try and find to get your receivers open, because they really haven't been getting open all day.
Yeah.
Another high kick to Salem. He'll bring it out from the 5-yard line. Try and get along the outside. Finds a hole, still on his feet, brought down at the 28-yard line.
Great play there from Salem, bouncing it outside again, and ends up getting that return just past the 25.
He loves that far side.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you have the speed to go east and west like that, it works.
Now it brings up 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. IC is up 20-0.
1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 28.
And after a great drive that ended in a turnover, I'd say keep the same play call and go on 2 a lot. Just see if IC stays disciplined, and because penalties have been really IC's only problem today, I'd say.
As now the Bulldogs will call a timeout.
Styler didn't like something there. And I just want to talk. Oh.
What's up, dogs? It's Anthony Petrucci. I play cornerback and wide receiver. This is my 3rd year playing football. Shout out my mom, my stepdad. Go Dogs.
Before I got cut off there, I just wanted to talk about Sam Styler, the first-year head coach for Riverside Brookfield, starting off 5-1. So you can't really get much better than that. And this game is probably, well, it is their biggest test of the year, and maybe a second quarter adjustment should be made. And he seems like he's talkative in this huddle to make some sort of change.
Yeah. I mean, last year the Bulldogs, they went off to a hot start, and he pretty much talked about this week starting their real season. They're playing the meat of their schedule, IC, St. Francis, and Bishop Mac. If you remember last year, they had the same meeting of the schedule where they were 5-1, clinch a playoff berth, and then they lost their last 3, and they kind of struggled and fizzled out towards the end. Got stuck with a tough first-round matchup against East St. Louis, and we saw how that went. So the Bulldogs are looking to avenge from that. As they run a little trickery, Muhammad Salem gets the handoff down at the 35. Gain of 7 there.
Yeah, nice little misdirection play there, and Salem getting the ball for a very good gain to start it off.
like I mentioned, meat of their schedule, and you know the Bulldogs, they're gonna want to win at least 1 or 2 of these games against these teams that they've had some struggle with in the past.
Yeah, because you playing, I get playing these 3 teams is tough at the end of the year especially, but you have
It's when
to
you
at
have to be
least
playing your best football, so
Yeah.
it's a good test. Diego keeps it again. He's going to get a solid gain. He's brought down at the 42-yard line. That was by number 13, J.P. Schmidt.
that's going to move the chains for the Bulldogs. And I really like this play call for Riverside Brookfield so far, with utilizing Gutierrez's legs and the trickery like we saw in the first play with Salem.
I mean, talking about IC, I mean, they were favored going into this game. I mean, last year they lost in the state semis by 1
Yeah.
point. So their last 2 losses have come by a single point. So you know that they're playing good teams. They're barely losing those games. So they're really, really talented.
Yeah. they've been a powerhouse. I wouldn't say a powerhouse, but a very upper echelon team in the conference, even in 6A.
I would say that they are definitely a powerhouse of like 3A, of like the lower A schools. I would definitely say they're a powerhouse because they're always ranked top 5.
And they're
I mean,
always on the
Bulldogs
top
this year
of
for
the
the first time are
conference.
top 10 in 6A.
What's good, RB? My name is Armando Stiegel. I've been playing RB since I was a freshman. I played tight end and outside linebacker. And I went to Camargue Middle School, and our goals for the season is to win state.
Athlete down on the field for IC. And I mean, you're talking about IC, who's one of the better teams in the state. I mean, they're a powerhouse. And then you have another football powerhouse in that same town of Elmhurst.
Yeah.
You got York. The York Dukes. I mean, they're ranked 4th in the state right
Yeah,
now,
they're
coming off a big win off of Glenbard West last week.
Can you just talk about the environment at the game?
Yeah, I had the privilege of being there. Man, what a game! York Dukes came out on top. Shout out Danny Dalek, York defensive end for the tickets. But man, what an awesome game, man! It was definitely one of the best high school environments I've ever been to. I mean, it was just packed, a lot of passion, a lot of rivalry. I mean, game was back and forth, and block punt with a minute 50 left, and you think Glenbard West is going to come back and win the game, and then big interception from York to seal it.
Yeah, that was. I wish I was at that game to watch it with you, but that was a special one.
Yeah, that was a tremendous game. Now bringing it back here, second quarter. Bulldogs down 20-0 early, 2nd and 8, but they've been looking better the last few offensive drives.
Gutierrez making a little change there.
Takes a snap, screen pass to Bueller Broddick.
Bobbles it, but still catches it for a nice little gain and gets it just before the 50-yard line. And nice little play there from the Bulldogs.
Nice gain of 5, able to corral it in.
Yeah, that was very good concentration there by Bueller Broddick, because it's tough to make a catch when you're running
Especially with
upfield.
defenders coming like that.
Mm-hmm.
Diego has in the backfield maybe a design run here, and it is. He's going to keep it, try and plow forward, gets the first down, trying to make more of it, still on his feet, down at the 32. Big gain from Diego.
Very nice run there, and
But
I saw.
ball's down, ball is loose.
I
Are
think
they saying
he
it's
was
recovered
down.
by IC? I think it might have been down.
Refs having a little confusion there, but I think it's going to stay Riverside Brookfield ball. Let's see if we see. The ball does fall out, but
It looked like his elbow was down.
yeah, I say he was down, and they're going to keep it RB ball.
I mean, if the officials really want to have a discussion about it, we could talk about it up here. We
Yeah.
do got replay.
But I do think the elbow was down.
I agree with that as well. Officials also seem to agree with it. Let's get 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the 34-yard line after a nice run from Diego, gain of 15. Now he's going to look to throw. Now going to take it himself again. And he just, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Keep doing the same thing, and that's going to be another big gain for
And now
Gutierrez.
IC is going to call a timeout.
And I just want to credit Jax Ramos for a great block on the play prior to the one that just happened, but he.
I'm Bradley Ruska, nicknamed Big Bad Brad. Goal for the season, win state. I've been playing varsity for 2 years, and I fly planes.
Hey, it's the homecoming king. This guy who flies planes.
Brad Ruska, he's a character to say the least.
What a guy. It's funny. We were talking about him in our last telecast. Vote for him for homecoming king, even though he didn't even nominate himself, and he somehow won the vote.
He's just a fan favorite, you could say.
Hey, my name is Chris Brown. I'm a wide receiver and cornerback here at Riverside Brookfield High School. My goals and plans for this year is, I'll say, state championship, baby, and a lot of yards. Thank you.
Snap. Another screen to Iggy. Corrals it in again. Another solid gain on the screenplay.
Same little play as we saw earlier, and same result, getting a big gain. These first downs are big for the Bulldogs, because having a short, like having second and short opens up the playbook tremendously.
And he keeps that IC offense off the field.
Yeah.
So on 2nd and 1, probably going to see some Valencia here, I would take a guess.
Hasn't got the ball since his fumble a couple drives ago.
Salem in motion. They're going to give to him instead, try to go along the outside. And that is swallowed up. Lost a 3 or 4 on the play. And I don't know how I feel about the outside handoff when you're at 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that's a great tackle there by Dominic Kulak. And just, yeah, he read that play perfectly. And Salem, loss of yardage.
Kulak having a great game. He's made some plays on the offensive end. Had that fumble earlier, making a couple tackles. I mean, he's been all over the field today.
Yeah.
Now on 3rd down, Diego is going to try and make a play. More movement from the IC line. That's the 3rd time he'll get him to jump off sides.
This is just discipline here. IC has not, that's their 3rd time doing that, and I'm surprised to see that from this. I'm surprised to see this from that type of football team.
But because of the loss on 2nd down there, that doesn't result in a 1st down anymore. It'll be 3rd and 1. But makes it a lot more manageable.
Diego still in shotgun here.
He's going to keep it. He's going to find a hole, get the 1st down, still on his feet. Brought down at the 5-yard line.
Almost makes a move to take it all the way to the house. Barely gets shoestring tackled there. But he's their leading rusher for good reason so far.
As now Salem has come out of the game, he appeared to be holding his knee and is in a lot of pain, so not a good sign.
Because they need him on the offensive side.
Here's this run from Diego. It's just great blocking.
Yeah, great
patience.
patient.
Luke made a great block there to open up that hole.
That's a great patient run there by Gutierrez, letting his block settle and then take advantage of it.
Now Kumskis takes the handoff. I think he might have been just short of the end zone. Got about 4 yards there, though.
Gets it down to the 2-yard line.
And
Now
RB
it's time
with
to bring the big unit out. Marcus Moody coming onto the field. Are they going to give the ball to Moody?
2nd and 2.
maybe. I don't know.
Is it Marcus Moody time?
I think he's going to be utilized as a blocker here most
Yeah,
likely.
more than likely he's going to be used as a blocker for Valencia or Kumskis. See, handoff to Kumskis. Still pushing forward.
And they're still going to call him short. Kumskis with 2 carries inside the 5 and not converting, but still gaining yards.
I don't even think he maybe got half a yard there. Now it's 3rd and pretty much the goal line. Bulldog fans are
I say you
making
just
some
QB
noise.
sneak it and let Kumskis push Gutierrez from the
Oh, he's going to take it on the outside. It's too easy. Untouched touchdown, Diego Gutierrez. And we have ourselves a ball game.
right there is the definition of RB's drive with Gutierrez running the ball. And
That's been the
that was
definition of this game.
yeah. That great play design. I think it was meant to be a sneak, but he found the outside and got the touchdown.
Has over 200 rushing yards on the year. 50 of them have come today.
Yeah.
So now Belio Braddock out for the extra point here, looking to make it 20-7. Low kick does not matter. It's good.
A little life in this Riverside Brookfield Stadium.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty quiet here first 14 minutes or so. Now, I mean, Bulldogs starting to get some points, starting to fire up the crowd, and let's see if that can put a spark in the defense to make a big stop.
Mean, I say if somehow the Bulldogs stop IC's offense, I say the Bulldogs drive right down the field and get another 6, because that drive was beautiful. It was perfect.
My name is Devontae Gibbons. I go to Riverside Brookfield. Grew up on the south side of Chicago. I love all my coaches. I love my team. That's about it. Go Bulldogs.
Back to what I was saying, you got to take a lot of time off. If you do get that ball back, you got to take a lot of time off because IC gets the ball to start the second half. And if you give them too much time in the first half, they can easily go down the field, make it a 2-possession game, and get ball to start second half. But most importantly, you just got to get the stop first.
Yeah.
More than anything, make a big stop.
I say maybe try to put a design blitz or something. Just switch it up because the coverage has not been very good so far for Riverside Brookfield.
Iggy's kick, low line drive. Return at the 8-yard line. Still on his feet. Big return. Trying to be pushed forward, down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he got past the 40, and a lot of speed shown there by Paul and Mary. And just like that, IC's offense is back on the field.
IC's really, they've had good field position all game.
Yeah.
So as you can see, return here from Paul Mary. Just bunch
Nice
of
blocks.
holes.
Yeah, nice block set up and a lot of room to work with.
Now here comes that dangerous IC offense back on the field. 59 yards to go from the end zone. We'll see what they can do with that.
And Gibson is back on the field. Just him and Mandala in the backfield.
Della drops back. He's going to throw. That is caught. Oh, what a move from Parker, breaking ankles left and right.
That was a really nice throw there from Mandala as well.
And that was Drumheller once again on the other end of that.
I mean, he is a really tall task of guarding Parker there. There's really not, you can't do much to contain him. He's just dominant.
That is the perfect word to describe him. As another throw downfield. That's for Ellis. Incomplete. Good coverage there from Gravetti and Petrucci.
And Gravetti, I think he got
the mitten. Did he get the mitten up there? And now it's going to be third and short.
Repeatedly, but it helps when there's a little more cushion there. And gets his big paw up to get an incomplete pass there. And
so now it's 3rd and 2.
I think he had Parker. Parker looks very annoyed because he had him for a first down, and Mandala decides not to throw it to him.
Decided to go with the deep ball on 2nd down. Now a handoff on 3rd down to Gibson. He's going to be brought down just at the marker, getting the first down. That was a nice tackle there, though.
That was a very
It looked
nice
like Dylan
tackle.
Cohen there.
It looked like Gibson was going to get a little bit more there, but Cohen making a great tackle. And even though it does move the chains, that any containment there is perfect. And as you see, number 14 Parker looks frustrated again. I think he's just annoyed he's not getting the ball.
Yeah, you know he wants that ball in his hands and make it a big play. Pass downfield. That's not for Parker. That's caught by J.P. Schmidt. Touchdown.
Yeah, Schmidt just found the seam, and Mandala, perfect throw. And the Knights end up scoring again. They've been perfect on their offensive drives, each ending in a touchdown. And there's still 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, that is scary. I mean,
big play after big play.
they're just breaking tackles. Turner couldn't get there. Angshed couldn't get there. They're just having a tough time bringing them down. Now this extra point.
It's up, and it is good.
So we have a
20-point game now.
20-point game once again. And let's see how the Bulldogs offense will respond.
Yeah, the defense.
They just have zero answers for this IC offense. They're just too dominant.
The pass game has just been overwhelming this Bulldogs defense.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, I mean, their secondary has struggled all year, which has been a glaring weakness for them. And now they're just, I mean, their receivers are getting open. I mean, KJ's not even really getting the ball that much.
Yeah.
Petruzzi's playing some solid coverage on him. However, I mean, their other guys are just getting open.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's just been 4 verticals for Mandala. It's just too easy for him. And practice has shown for IC with again how playing this Bulldogs type of defense, and I'm curious to see how the Bulldogs respond to that type of drive.
Yeah, and he's really not throwing it to his like main wide receiver guys. He's throwing it to his like tight ends, his like non-slot wide receivers, which is very surprising because we haven't seen many of those guys getting touches all year.
Yeah.
I mean, in IC, usually they always have a solid running back, Division I running back. Last guy went to Indiana State.
Mm-hmm. And a pooch kick here for IC, and Petruzzi decides to fair catch. Again, a smart decision by him. And the Bulldogs are going to have the ball just past the 30-yard line.
But yeah, going back to my point, I mean, they usually have some Division I talent running backs, and they haven't really been running the ball all day.
But when it's
when the passing,
works.
I mean, obviously, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
what's going on, dogs? Jay Gutierrez here, quarterback for Riverside Brookfield. Been on varsity for 3 years. And fun fact about me, I can do a backflip. And goals for the season, win state, go undefeated. Bulldog Nation, let's ride.
He's leading his team back on the field. Just heard from him. Now with Ryan Novak in the backfield with him. He's going to roll. Going to look for Kumskis, makes the catch. Gain of about 5 there.
It's a really nice tackle made by Joey Galata. And Kumskis, I feel like if he got past Galata, he could have had a first down, but
I mean, it's a nice little play to get some yards there, though.
Oh, yeah, just an easy throw and getting your big boys the ball.
Now the handoff to Novak. Novak finds a hole.
It's just
short of the first down. I think they might give it to him, and they will. Good enough for a Bulldog first down.
Nice run play, block set up nice, and Novak taking advantage of it. And somersaulting for the first down. As you can see here, the run play.
Now, Ryan, he's playing running back, but he's also been playing D-line tonight. Do you think he should make that move to linebacker, and how big of a switch would that be?
I'd say you got to put him at linebacker, personally. Toma Tucker getting the play there. Nice catch, but not much room to work with, and he's just going to have a gain of maybe 2 yards. But this play call
there, brought down at the 46.
This play call stays consistent with just short plays and running the ball with Gutierrez, and maybe see more of Novak on this drive. Because it seems like Valencia and Novak have kind of swapped positions each drive.
Novak taking the carry again. Just ate up right away.
By a couple IC defenders.
Now on third down, it seems like it's a must-pass situation here.
You say say Bulldogs get 6 yards here and it's a 4th and short, you think they go for it?
I think they absolutely do go for it, yes.
Being down 20 especially, still with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second.
I mean, your defense hasn't had any answers for IC's offense, so. And that ball's tipped and is almost intercepted.
Gutierrez pump faking there.
He had time to throw, but just couldn't find anybody. And it was
Good coverage here. I think he was looking for the drag, but it was blanketed, and tries to force it to Bleeler Radic, and it's tipped, and that's going to leave a 4th down, and the punt team is on the field for the Bulldogs.
So after a promising last drive, Iggy boots this ball, takes a nice bounce, and just goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, but a nice-looking punt from Iggy Bleeler.
Yeah, that was a really nice punt. I was hoping for a little maybe backspin on that to keep it inside the 5, but unfortunately goes back for a touchback.
IC starts with it at the 20. And you feel like with IC getting the ball in the second half, any hope for the Bulldogs relies on them getting a stop and a score here.
And maybe even a turnover. If they force a turnover, that can put a lot of momentum on the field, and maybe RB gets a quick score. And I say just RB has to get points on the board before this half ends, because IC is back on offense when the half ends.
Unstoppable so far.
Yeah. Literally, they have not. The only stop they've had is the extra point where it doinked. That's the only point taken off the board.
So back on the field, 4:54 left. Knights up 20 here against the Bulldogs. Let's see what Mandala does here. Junior quarterback. Play action. Has Ellis wide open. And he could have gone all the way, but he just could not maintain his balance. Tough throw to maintain his balance on, but he made a nice catch and got some great yardage out of it.
Yeah, that was, I feel like it's been the same play every time, just up the middle of the
wide
field.
Open.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the safety's job or the linebacker's job. I don't know. As you can see the play here, just a little play action, perfect throw by Mandala, but
no one around.
Yeah, he could have gone for a lot more.
Now the handoff. Reading his blockers well, brought down by Gravetti.
I think the refs missed a block in the back there. Moody seemed to be in great positioning, but refs not pulling out of their pocket, and that's going to be another IC first down.
Bring that into Bulldog territory once again. Let's see if they resulted in points again. That's Malik Gray there with the carry.
Greg and Gibson have been switching off each time. Both of them not really getting the ball much, but when they do,
they got two tight ends in there right now. Handoff to Gray. Ryan just missed the tackle. Penalty marker on the field, and that looks like that's going to be number 71. Number 71 for the Knights with the penalty there. That is Lucas Toledo. And that was a big run that resulted there, but
and bringing it back.
Pretty obvious block penalty there.
Yeah.
You can see it here. Commits against number 34, Gio Gonzalez. Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, clear cut. But Moody tracking him down there. Nice play by him, even though it didn't really matter at that point because it was a hold, but still, Moody has been all over the field. I feel like he's an underrated defender for this Bulldogs team.
Agreed. Mandala thought they were backed up further than they were. Only resulted in a 5-yard due to the spot foul. Now 1st and 15. Handoff. As back to Gibson. Penalty marker once again on the field. We'll see what this one is.
I think it's going to be another hold, and it is going to be an IC.
Back-to-back holds.
Yeah. The only thing keeping the Bulldogs in this game is
no, that's a face mask against the Bulldogs defense, so that's gonna.
That is their first penalty of the day, though.
They've been staying really disciplined all day, and that is a costly penalty.
That's gonna add an extra 15 to the run there for the Knights.
I felt like it wasn't a hold because I didn't really see any offensive linemen near anybody on the defense. So
I just usually on run plays like that, you
expect it to be a hold.
Yeah.
23-yard line.
So Mandali here on 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. On a chilly October night. Drops back. Handoff is to Gibson. Finds holes. Burst of speed in the end zone. Touchdown Knights. Making it 33-7.
Just running over Luke Smith in there for the touchdown, and I feel like I've seen pass, run, everything for IC just working.
Everything has worked. They're finding holes. They're getting open. The Bulldogs defense has just had no answer for this high-powered ICC.
Yeah, 33 points with still 3 minutes left in the first half. That's pretty dominant to say the least.
I mean, they scored 75 in a game before this year. Kicker, Cola disease. Oh, no.
I wasn't going to give it a try.
I saw you look at it. I'm like, all right, let me see if I can try this.
Yeah,
Cola Zisic. I think.
We apologize for the butchering of the
I
name.
apologize for the mispronunciation. There is not a pronunciation sheet, and there's a 15-letter last name with not a lot of vowels. So that one was a struggle.
I'm glad.
I was
I'm
thinking,
glad
I
you
was thinking
tried
about
it.
announcing his name on the kickoff. I saw it. I'm like, this is gonna be a rough one.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I'm glad I didn't have to say
Hand it over to Jake, but 34-7. 3 minutes left here in the first half.
Bulldogs are waiting the kickoff here for the Knights.
And I mean, I was expecting KJ Parker to have a big game today. He's really been quieted, and
Yeah, he's only got a
if
couple
anything, it's been
catches.
more of Caleb Ellis and just spreading the wealth around.
Yeah.
And Denzel Gibson having a few nice carries for touchdowns. But other than that,
And Gray as well.
yeah, other than that, like they've been spreading it to other guys like Gray and Palmieri, Hollick.
And I feel like we haven't
Schmidt as well. I mean, he's been all over the field on both sides of the ball.
I feel like we haven't given enough credit to the IC defense because they're holding a very, very good RB offense to only 7 points in the
Yeah, I
first
mean,
half.
RB's offense has been explosive all year. I mean, they scored 55 points last week. Diego, I mean, he's really starting to come into his own, emerging as a potential Division I caliber quarterback. And, I mean, he's proven with
My name is Joe Gonzalez. I'm starting DN for RB. I've been playing football for about 7 years now. This is my second year on varsity. Fun fact is I love to lift and hang out with friends, and my goal this year is to win state.
Giovanni Gonzalez had the sack earlier in the game.
That was on the first drive that looked very promising for the Bulldogs defense, and the next thing you know, touchdown IC.
Yeah, but Giovanni Gonzalez, he's had a solid year defensively all year. I'm not even going to make the short joke. He gets sick and tired of him.
Yeah. Nice screenplay there. Novak with a big gain.
Big
and
gain
there's
there.
an
And
IC
that's
defender
Marshawn Griffin down on the field, who's one of their better two-way guys. But, I mean, talking about Gio, I mean, he is someone that you wouldn't expect to, with his height, be on the defensive line. But, I mean, he
packs a big
is
punch.
so strong.
Yeah. And I feel like we talked about it last game as well. And here's that screenplay. Even though Medina falling there, Ryan Novak still finds room for a Bulldogs first down.
So who do we have to bring the camera down more? Like, who do we have to shrink it for more, you or Gio?
I am taller than Gio, but he weighs, I'd say just a bit bit more than me.
About a
So
double,
just a
you'd
tad.
say?
Well, there's a reason why he's on the field and I'm not.
You think you could ever play line?
No, there's no way.
I
There's
mean,
no way.
I was practicing some O-line drills with Joe Madonna in our math class. I will say I pancaked him.
Oh, he was probably taking it a little easy.
No, he was trying his hardest. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I feel like I could run the line out there.
Be a little pull guard.
Yeah, for sure. Design run for Gutierrez. May have been marked just short of the first down.
Taking a big hit there from Parker, but still.
They're going to give him the first down, though.
Yeah, and he's going to toss his.
I don't even know what that was.
His hand warmer off the field.
He is not cold.
And here's the run here by Gutierrez. Block set up nice, and
he's going to take another design handoff, this time get a gain of 5. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Bulldogs offense got to go a little quicker and try and get the passing game going.
I finally see them getting a sense of urgency, but you need to put the ball in at least ill-advised territory to score.
And that ball is dropped. And ill-advised throw from Gutierrez. Very lucky that didn't end in a turnover.
I mean, that probably hit 3 guys' hands and fell to the ground. But that was very fortunate for Gutierrez.
I mean, everything from that play from the start was a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Low snap, forcing up a bad throw, and very lucky it didn't end in a turnover.
And that leaves a 3rd and 5 now for the Bulldogs.
And, I mean, you're looking at this Bulldogs deficit. I mean, it really hasn't been on mental errors. They don't have a lot of penalties. They don't have any turnovers. It's just been IC's offense is just.
And defense, yeah.
As Luke Kumskis gets the first down, still on his feet, fighting for extra yards. Tough guy to bring down.
And shows it there. I mean,
IC territory.
He got spun around and still keeps the legs moving for a really nice gain there for the Bulldogs offense.
One of Diego's favorite targets. I mean, he's been a target for him since like 8th grade.
And here's the run here from Kumskis. Just keep running.
That's Novak there on the carry, double deuce. I mean, he wears number 7 for road games because, I mean, his jersey got ripped. His away jersey
but
literally was ripped in half.
He did score the touchdown. A little Earl Campbell fashion with the tearaway jersey.
And he'll take the handoff again. Penalty marker on the field. Gets the first down, but we'll see if this comes back or not.
Novak leading his blocker there. I think it was Kumskis, but curious to see what the flag here. And it looks like it's going to be a holding on the Bulldogs.
And with a minute 27 left, that is a penalty that cannot be happening.
Yeah, after a nice run, too, and that's going to be a 2nd and long now for Riverside.
Forcing the Bulldogs to pass here in this situation. So, or you're not forcing them to, but with 88 seconds left in the first half, I think with the time running, you're going to want to throw the ball here.
Yeah.
And another low snap. Gutierrez is going to do it himself. Cannot get the first down. Bulldogs have 2 timeouts left. They're not going to use it. They're going to run hurry up. Probably
Third
not
down
even
here.
decided to use those timeouts, so
yeah,
when it passes by.
I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout here on a crucial 3rd down in IC territory, almost in the red zone.
Now Gutierrez throws. That is incomplete for Tucker. Some great coverage there from Schmidt, as well as Hulek. So, I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was just not one of the better reads in the double coverage.
Yeah, it was a forced throw. Fortunately, it was not an interception, and I feel like it was a solid throw enough to give Toma Tucker some sort of chance, but it's going to be a 4th down and about 4.5, 5 for the Bulldogs, and this is a must to get any sort of score on the board.
Gotta pay attention. 6 seconds left on the play clock. He's gonna throw as Kumskis over his head, and that's gonna be a turnover on downs. Now with 50 seconds left.
And he was open, even though he was probably gonna take a big hit after that. That was a good design play to have Kumskis get the ball, but just over his head.
Now you bring the struggling Bulldogs defense out there with 50 seconds left, and you hope their first stop of the game can come due to clock.
Due to clock, yeah.
What's going on? I'm Immaculate Roddick. I play receiver. I'm a kicker and punter as well. I went to Kamar grade school with my boy Sam Egan. Him and I, he's a producer of this fantastic show. We're great friends. One goal for the season, go undefeated. Go undefeated, go Dogs.
Marshawn Griffin, who we saw shaken up a little bit on the last defensive drive, he appears to be fine and back in there, gets the first down.
Yeah.
And for Mickey Bueller-Roddick, what a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
I know you've known him for a while.
Yeah, I've known him pretty much my entire life. I mean, I've probably known you since like 2nd grade and him since kindergarten, so.
And we were running up the flag football.
Yeah, back in the days we'd be running the flag football. Take a guess at who the best player was. It's not the guy in the field.
And it's not the guy wearing a jacket.
Are you sure, man? I was pretty solid.
I don't know. I was pretty dominant, I'd say. Yeah, quarterback was on the side.
Little mini Christian McCaffrey.
A screen
the
play
screen
here.
pass that is caught by Galata. Still on his feet, his 2nd reception of the day, and that is brought down at the 30-yard line. 35 seconds left.
Very smart play calls here from IC. Getting the ball out of bounds continuously. And now IC's got a chance to put more points on the board before the half ends. And then getting the ball back.
Yeah, they're looking to get that 40 piece before half. We'll see if they can get there with 35 seconds left and 3 timeouts. Another little short pass for IC. And it's working again. Denzel Gibson, his first reception of the day.
Only took a couple seconds off the clock. And that's going to be a 2nd and about 6 for the for IC. Excuse me. Looks like a different running back here for IC. Still
There's
throwing
a
the
lot
ball
of
here.
back there in the backfield.
And they're going to keep him in bounds. The clock's going to continue to run, and IC will take a timeout here.
That's Anthony Palmieri, their sophomore, who's made 2 or 3 plays so far in this game. And they're looking for him to have a big impact.
Yeah, that's a smart timeout there for IC. The first play in a while, I feel like, on this drive that was tackled inbounds, and they're still gonna have a lot of time to put the ball in the zone with a couple more timeouts left. And do you think they go to the middle of the field, because it has been working even though the clock is?
I mean, they have 2 timeouts and it's been working all day.
Yeah.
But
What's going on, Bulldogs? My name is Jack Rivetti. I play middle linebacker. I've been playing football almost all my life. The goal for this season is go undefeated. Shout out to all the players and the coaches who have helped me get this far. Roll Dogs.
Jack Rivetti before the mitten.
Joey Galata in the backfield as well as Gibson with Mandala.
So they're going to play action, looking for Gibson on 3rd down. No, they were looking for Palmieri there. I thought he was going to try and find Gibson on the short route, get the 1st down, but no, he took the shot towards Galata a little further downfield. Could not find him. I'm sorry, Palmieri a little further downfield. Could not get it. Now it's 4th and 1.
You think they're going to?
Are they going to try and attempt the field goal here? I mean, no, they're not. They're not. Mandela's still out there.
Still with a couple timeouts.
But it looks like there's some miscommunication going on along the sideline.
And they might be forced to take a timeout here.
Still 15 seconds left of the play clock. Plenty of time to make a decision. Down to 10 seconds now.
Here.
Yeah, this might be a situation where they force a timeout because there's 2 seconds left on the play clock, 1 second, and there's no time left.
And
I think they're going to settle for the timeout. Yes, they are. That is their 2nd timeout of the half. So William Kreft, the head coach at IC, I mean, he's done a great job in his tenure, really turning around that program, making.
What's up? I'm Jackson Ramos. I play left guard. I'm a junior. I've been on varsity for 3 years. My goal for this season is to bring the state championship back where it belongs. And fun fact about me is I love pancakes. Bulldog country, let's ride.
Jackson Ramos, we were talking about him knowing a couple guys on this IC team. One of the 2 big junior linemen, him and Manny Garcia Rivera on this team. That, I mean, they're huge impact.
Hey, what's going on, RB? My name is Joe Madonna. I play right tackle, and I've been playing football for 13 years. My goals for the season are to make it to state and get as many pancakes as possible. Roll Dogs!
Guy pancakes.
After a miscue with the Knights offense, they're back on the field for 4th and 1 here. Give the ball to Gibson, and he keeps the legs turning.
Novak cannot get him. Turner cannot get him. Oh, boy. Finally forced out of bounds. Wasn't even tackled. Yeah. He was pushed out with 10 seconds left.
No one could bring him.
I couldn't tell who got him there, but it definitely was not Turner or Novak.
Yeah, no one could wrap him up, and he just keeps going and gets out of bounds for another first down on 4th and 1.
And now Parker's out there, and Bulldogs bringing out Jax Ramos. 10 seconds left. We'll see if IC can get a score here to end the first half. Mandala drops back. He's thrown for the end zone. Caught.
Wow.
Ellis.
That
Touchdown, his second of the game.
That was a great catch. Stretching out for that one, Ellis. And just before the half ends, IC puts another 6 on the board, and now they lead 40-7.
Corral's a big catching.
I'm curious to, I mean, we're not going to really find out, but how the locker room for this Riverside Brookfield team is going to be. It's going to be tough.
It's definitely 40 points in the first half. It's not going to be a fun practice Monday for the defense.
Oh, no, not at all.
Extra point is up, and it's good. So we're at 41-7. 5 seconds left in this first half.
Do you think RB just tries to return one, or do you think IC just maybe Pooch kicks it for the clock to run out?
Just do a little squib kick, get it to halftime, just talk things over.
Yeah, there's really no answer for this IC offense. From all cylinders, they've been scoring pass, run, and Mandala's had a fantastic game throwing the ball. Really hasn't missed many receivers, and shows being up 41-7.
Yeah, when Mandala is on, he is on. He has some games where he's shaky and he doesn't play his best football. He's playing some of his best football tonight.
Yeah. Maybe it's the football weather or something, but he's been unstoppable.
I mean, you saw him against ACC. I mean, they dropped 75 points.
Mm-hmm. But
that doesn't just happen.
That was a lot from Gibson.
And now this one, it's not. Looks like it's probably just going to be pooched. We'll see if there's a fair catch by Petrucci call and what happens here in the second half. As we predict, fair caught by Petrucci.
No time taken off there, so Bulldogs offense is going to go on the field. Do you think they just run it up the gut and call it a half?
Yeah.
Or I don't think they'd take a knee, but probably just give it to Novak or Valencia, see if
Take
maybe
a shot
anything could
downfield.
break out. But rough half for the Bulldogs
Indeed.
defensively, as well as offensively. They really haven't been held to 7 points in the first half in a while.
Yeah, I mean they haven't even really played that bad, I would say. I mean they've been getting downfield. They just can't capitalize on scoring opportunities. The IC's defense really has just made plays.
Yeah. Their coverage has been very good deep.
So 3 guys on the near side, and they're going to hand it off to Novak, like you said. He's brought down, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Mercifully, for one side, ICCP leads 41-7 at the end of the first half between two 5-1 teams in the Metro Suburban Conference. Stay tuned to see if the Bulldogs can make a potential second half comeback. Coming up next is the Crossover Sports Halftime Show. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Crossover Sports. Today we are joined by Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs head football coach, Mr. Sam Styler. So Coach Styler, first off, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Sam. Appreciate you.
First year head coach. Last year you were my history teacher, and now you've progressed into the head football coach. What was it like taking the job midway through last year after hearing that Coach Curtin was leaving?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great honor, something that I've looked forward to my entire life. It's been something that I've been really trying to work towards my entire life. I was lucky enough to play for a wonderful head coach that I still keep in contact with to this day. He actually came out to the Wakanda game and visited me there. So it's just something that I've always looked forward to and something that I've always worked towards, making it to this point in my career, and just very blessed and honored to make it happen.
First game, you're thrown right in the fire with a rivalry game. And there was a great football game, too, against Morton. So talk me through that game, especially that last game-winning drive.
Absolutely. Yeah, extremely exciting, great atmosphere, great crowd. You always know that when you're going to go across town and play those guys, we're going to have a great crowd travel with us, and they're going to have a great crowd on their side. With them being senior night, we knew that we were going to get thrown into an even crazier and more hostile environment. But our guys have been working since November, right in the offseason, getting ready for that moment, getting ready for that game. We came out hot, had a great start to the first half. Then obviously, as we kind of let them on through the game, they kind of crawled back into it. Had a couple missed opportunities that allowed them to crawl their way back. But there in the last drive, I mean, we knew that we had to kind of prevent them from getting in the end zone. That was kind of the goal, right? We were playing with the lead the entire game for the most part. And we just knew that keep giving the offense the ball, keep letting Ryan Novak run the ball down the field. We knew that we were having great success with that. I believe Ryan ended with about 120 yards, 3 touchdowns that game. So we knew we wanted to get it to our leader, our captain, the guy that was kind of really carrying that offense that game. With our last drive, came down and scored, and then we knew that we just had to hold them. We knew that we were having a little bit of trouble in the passing game throughout the game, but we just knew that if we kept them in front of us, we'd have an opportunity to be successful. Lucky enough, they threw it up towards Iggy Billy Braddock, had a huge interception to kind of seal the game for us, and lucky enough, we were able to come out on top.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, that was your first game. So how important was it to get the first win in your first game, and how important was it to get that off your back, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, it's great. It's always nice to get the first one. But what I was really more excited for was just that our guys were able to get it. I mean, if you go back and look at the end of last season, we all know that it kind of ended a little sour taste in our mouth with the East St. Louis playoff loss. And our guys knew that they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So being able to come out there with our first game of the year, have that huge first win, it just set us on the right trajectory. It's always great to start 1-0. Always a little bit more difficult to carry on the season when you're 0-1. So huge win for us as a team, and it was just great to get the first one.
And you guys came in, you guys were running the ball a lot more dominant first half. Really gave Morton a new look to that RB team. You and Coach Wojcik have really been preaching running the football this year. Why is that so crucial for this team this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate. We're able to return all 5 of our starting offensive linemen. Obviously, David Hernandez played a crucial role for us last year, not at center, but had a bunch of experience on the offensive line. So when you're able to bring back 5 guys from last year, you know that's going to be a strength for you. So we want to make sure we're running behind kind of our best unit, and our offensive line has proven time and time again that that's going to be our strength. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing them to the best of our ability. When you have a power runner like Ryan Novak there at the beginning of the season that's been hungry since last year, our captain, kind of a guy that a lot of our guys have leaned on, we know that we want to get the ball in our players' hands. And then since Ryan's kind of been battling with some injuries, we know that we have other guys that we're able to lean on. David Valencia has had an unbelievable season since he's been kind of taking more of the reins, more of the steps at running back for us. But it's just something that we believe that if you can establish a run game early and you can establish a run game often, it just adds another wrinkle to your team, and it just lets the guys get going a little bit more.
You mentioned secondary had some issues against Morton. How important is it to have that secondary playing their best football against a really tough AC team who's really been great passing the ball this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no matter what your opponent is, we know that at the high school football level, every quarterback's going to be able to make some big throws. This week especially, we know that AC has a very powerful passing attack. We believe firmly in our guys that we have put in there, and we know that we've been preaching all week. Make sure that we're getting back, staying back, keeping everything in front of us, and just not getting beat deep in those passing games. So we've had a great week of practice so far. Looking forward to the next couple days leading up to the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely.
We're going to be announcing it. One more thing before you go. Linebackers Jack Rivetti and Ryan Novak, they've been battling through injury. They're really the epitome of this team, showing the toughness of the team. How
Absolutely.
important is it to have those two big linebackers out there as a force on defense?
Yeah, I mean, again, we kind of changed our defense up a little bit from last year. We changed offense and defense a little bit since the last couple seasons, and we just feel like putting our best athletes out there is going to give us our best chance to win. And obviously, Jack and Ryan play two pivotal roles for us at the linebacker position. Ryan obviously being a 4-year starter that he has been. Jack just kind of getting his feet wet this year as a first-time starter, but not many people knew that he was playing through that wrist injury for most of the game. Week 1 against Morton just shows how tough that kid is and just how tough this football team is. So played through it for most of the game up until the fourth quarter. I believe he kind of messed that wrist up early on and wanted to tape it up and keep going. A lot of our guys saw that as kind of an inspiring way to show how much he cares about this team and how badly he wants to get on the field for his brothers they've worked so hard for. And he was itching to get back week 2. Unfortunately, we couldn't clear him. But week 3, you saw that he had a huge impact for us and was able to make some great plays. We already mentioned Ryan Novak, who, again, is one of our captains, one of our leaders of this team. I think all the guys and the whole community wants to see him out there playing a little bit more. But we want to make sure that he's staying healthy, staying safe, getting that ankle back so that we kind of are able to use him throughout the whole season. And we're not just trying to get him through just one. We want him getting through all 9. So hopefully he's back and ready to go this week.
And this will do it for our halftime show for the RBTV Game of the Week. Stay tuned for a great second half of football coming up right after this.
RB cheerleaders.
Hello and welcome back to the RBTV Game of the Week. Sam Egan alongside Jake O'Brien for what should hopefully be a quick second half after a long, point-filled first half, but for one side.
Yeah, I mean, it's this IC team is very, very good, and our RB, this is their biggest test they've had all year, on a chilly October night.
And IC came ready to play, defense did not. And so IC gets the ball first, and barring a Marshall Notre Dame upset, oh yeah, that's brutal. And
just talking
here
about
we go,
that
kick off the second half. Iggy Buehler-Braddock, nice
short kick.
Short kick down at the 15-yard line. Let's see if they can bring him down at the 36-yard line.
That was a nice little kick there from Buehler-Braddock. Parker with the return.
All right, Jake. Second half, we got a little bit of a blowout. You wanna take over play-by-play?
Me?
Yeah, I think you got it.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. A little switcheroo.
Little switcheroo at the half.
Hopefully the Bulldogs can maybe switch their type of play.
Yeah, I mean, if this works, the Bulldogs take some type of lead, then
maybe I continue this spot.
if they score, mount a comeback, it looks like I am losing my role as head broadcaster.
I'm cool with being color, but I mean, if you're giving me play-by-play, I'll take it.
Listen, I've had a long week having to get the graphics, halftime show, and everything, all that ready. So
that's fair.
I'll let you take over.
All right. Shotgun snap here for IC. Little screen pass here to Schmidt, and nice little gain there. Met with a swarm of Bulldogs defenders, and clock is continuing to run.
Yeah, it was Luke Smitting who, I mean, he had a rough play earlier in the game, but makes a nice tackle there to make up for that.
And I mean, still, that's a solid gain there from IC getting 5 yards from one of the easiest plays they have besides running the ball is just a little screen play for the wide receiver and see what he can do.
So now the question for the Bulldogs is when they get the ball back, how long before they bring in their secret weapon, Juan Hernandez, in the game?
Who knows at that point? Nice gainer there for IC, and that will move the chains for a first down. And entering Bulldog territory.
Paul Mary with the gain there. He's starting to get more touches into that offense there towards the end of the second half, and or I'm sorry, second quarter.
Yeah.
And now beginning the second half, he's starting to get some touches.
Yeah, they're like you said, last half is they're sharing the wealth. Everyone's getting touches. Little play action
handoff
here.
again. Mandela throwing as Parker
finally finds his favorite target. And
that middle's been wide open all game.
Yeah, big gainer there for Parker. And that's like the first time I've really seen Parker down the field.
Yeah, I mean, he's really only been in short coverage. He's been covered very well all day by Anthony Petrucci. I mean, not a ton of bright spots on this defense
And a
so
big-
far today, but Anthony Petrucci's done a nice job today of containing Parker.
Yeah, and a big thing is Gio Gonzalez is not suited up for the second half. So I'm curious what his injury is after another Parker catch there for another first down. I see just...
I believe looks like Marcus Turner is on the injury bed right
so
there, grabbing his knee.
A couple of big blows for this.
Those are two
defensive,
big senior leaders on that defensive team.
Mandela dropping back, a lot of time to throw the ball. Finds his last read, and it is dropped.
That's Gibson, the running back who could not get there, looking a little shaken up after that nice hit from Novak.
Bring up third down, 3rd and 1.
Now 3rd down, and very short here for Immaculate Conception. Maybe the Bulldogs get a little stop here and see what IC can do on 4th down. You never know.
Yeah, you did mention Gio Gonzalez. I don't even see him on the sideline.
Oh, he's on the sideline. I saw him. I think he's
Oh,
walking
he's
around.
a little dude, so it's easy to lose him.
The short jokes with
I'm sorry.
Gio
I'm sorry,
Gonzalez.
Gonzo. I'm sorry, Gonzo.
Insane.
Gibson gets the first down.
And he's going to move it to 1st and goal for the Knights. And they, again, are in very good position to score.
Oh, there he is. I see him, yeah. He is not in uniform for the second half.
Wonder what happened. I couldn't really tell if
He didn't look shaken up. He looked like he played the rest of that first half.
Yeah.
But now he's got the hat on, the shirt on, and out of uniform.
Drops back a pass. Mandela throws it to Schmidt, and he's in for a touchdown. Making a slight move. Nice throw there from Mandela, and another touchdown for this Knights team. I'm expecting to see the next couple of drives for IC to be more methodical and run the ball and maybe use more time off this clock. But it is going to be another touchdown for IC.
Yeah, they haven't stopped throwing the ball. They're up 40 points.
And their run game has worked, so I'm
Their run
kinda
game has worked in the
confused at this
past, so
point.
yeah. I am confused to see why they are nonstop throwing the ball.
And I am not going to attempt the kicker's name, but it is up and it's good.
No, I think part of the play-by-play responsibilities is you got to go with the full
I
name.
don't,
Brian.
If that's the reason, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a tall task. That's a tall task.
Tall task for a little man.
That is true. So that is. We apologize for the non-football talk here, but we're just trying to entertain you guys any way possible because it's a rough one.
It's a 41-point ball game. You gotta
pull anything out of your
you
back pocket.
you gotta pull all the rabbits out of the hat. So I like the pink tonight.
I had to represent.
I know. I told you last time, like, you gotta wear the pink.
And this,
pink
I've
out.
worn this pink.
I wish I had a pink button up because it's such a nice, clean look. I mean, the maroon isn't bad, but I mean,
I went bow tie last week. I had to go regular tie this week.
Bow tie was an interesting choice for sure.
I like it. I like my bow tie. Nice little black bow tie. I also have a red one.
Bow tie was definitely my thing freshman year. It was my.
You've grown out of it.
I definitely think I grew out of
respect
the
that.
bow tie phase.
I thankfully picked up the bow tie phase, and rocked it a couple times.
We all know the OG Sam Royer with with the bow tie.
Nice kicking off. Drew Switek receiving it, trying
Usually
to
on
find
the punt
anything
return.
to. Nice little return. Unfortunately, does not get to the 20-yard line, but Bulldogs are going to have a chance here for the first drive after halftime. Maybe adjustments were made by Styler or Wojciak to maybe put some more points on this board.
Yeah, but Drew, like I was saying, I mean, he's usually on the punt returns, but with the injury to Salem, that makes Drew the guy on kickoff returns now. And so Bulldogs will start with it at the 19-yard line. We'll see what they can do here.
Here's the kickoff here. Booming kick by, I'm not going to say his name, but really not much room to work with for Switek. At least he got a couple yards to then get the Bulldogs in somewhat close to touchback territory.
And Valencia with Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
no, it's
I forgot
okay.
that's your job. I forgot that's your job.
Valencia with the
Valencia takes the
carry.
carry.
Nice little gainer for about 4 yards, and that's going to lead to a 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
To the 23-yard line.
Nice little quick offense right here from Riverside Brookfield. Maybe trying to spark something here in the 3rd quarter. Gutierrez drops back. He's unloading it to Uristegi, and he catches it. What a catch and toss by the Bulldogs. Uristegi climbing the ladder to make a fantastic catch and move the chains for the Bulldogs.
Saw him do the too little celebration. I mean, I don't know if it's a time for that, but that was a nice catch. I mean, I wanted to get in the play-by-play there because I'm so used to that being me. But, I mean, you got to get your big calls in there, and that was a nice throw and catch to Uristegi.
How do you think I did?
It wasn't like my Brady Villa call last year, but that was elite. I'd say that was pretty solid, though.
Yeah, there was really not much I can do better than that. But Gutierrez drops back again, finding his #1 target, Bila Bredig, for another big gain and another Bulldogs first down.
Like the way the passing offense is looking so far this second half.
Gutierrez having a lot of time in this pocket and finding the open guys. And great job there by Bila Bredig to coming back to the ball to catch it, because when receivers wait back, that's when DBs make a play. And Bila Bredig makes a great play there, coming back to the pass. Sorry.
That was his first reception of the night, so it's good to see him finally get involved in the offense.
Yeah. Run play here. Valencia finds a little hole and is going to have a small gain. And big note is Ryan Novak is not in the backfield.
Well, he was out there on defense last drive,
That
so
is true.
giving him a little rest. I mean, he's just coming back from injury, too. You don't want
to force anything when there's a very small chance of coming back in this game.
If you take in play-by-play, you never know.
Yeah. Again, the Bulldogs moving quick. A nice run here. Good blocking up front. And Valencia with a nice run. And we'll get another first down. Nice. And as I said, that Novak comes back on the field after a nice Valencia run. And I'll be surprised if he does not get the ball. This is a nice methodical drive so far for the Bulldogs, but you have to end it in points, and you have to give your defense a rest.
Yeah, get some positive momentum going. Another big matchup next week against a very, very tough St. Francis team, which last year, if you recall, they played them very well and lost by a possession on their home field. So we can see what happens next week when Francis takes it here, who I believe they're still undefeated.
Yeah.
They're 6-0, correct?
Yeah. And I say they're up there with IC. And
who do you think is the better team? Because they usually play every year, and it's always a really close back-and-forth game. So I'm curious to see who the better team is. I think IC is the better team this year.
I agree with you.
TJ McMillan for Francis is a great talent, but, I mean, they lost so many guys last year.
A bunch of seniors on Francis. Gutierrez dropping back. Oh, he's still unloading it deep to Uristegi, and just out of reach for 8-4 there, and it's going to be an incomplete pass on second down.
He might have been across the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball.
That's what I was about
to
say.
It was very close.
I was getting ready. Oh, Gutierrez running the ball, and then next thing you know, I see him cocking it back and throwing it deep.
Now brings up third down here.
Novak still in the backfield. Iggy Bielobradek in the slot. Shotgun continues. Rolling out. Gutierrez looks his other way now. Finds Novak and makes a move and gets somewhat of a gain there on third down. And the Bulldogs are going to have to go for this on fourth. That was a odd play there. The screen, I guess Gutierrez couldn't get it.
He just couldn't find anything there.
Yeah.
He's trying to find someone on the rollout. He may have had Iggy there if Iggy ran a little bit more to the outside. But, I mean, IC's defense has been all over that all game.
Yeah.
So he was trying to just try and find something.
And now 4th and 4 waiting for the Bulldogs offense. Gutierrez in shotgun. Drops back again, using his legs, and he's going to have enough for a first down. Bulldogs move the chains.
He's really looking comfortable.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Back there.
I feel like if his first read's not there, he's running it. Which is, if it works, then keep doing it. And That's what I've realized from Gutierrez throughout the couple years I've watched him.
If his first read isn't there, he tends to scramble, which causes some problems. But, I mean, he's also made some big plays out of it.
Yeah. But he is a great improviser back there. A run here, Novak, stutter step, and he is just short of the end zone. An ankle tackle there by Parker, and Ryan Novak looked like he had eyes for the zone, but just short. Why not just give it to him again? Now 1st and goal awaiting. Novak getting the run, stutter step, and still short of the zone.
He has 4 touchdowns on the year. 3 of them came against Morton, and he loves the end zone.
That was one of the best games I've seen Ryan Novak play throughout all his years of football. And I've been watching him, I actually played with him when we were in 6th and 7th grade. So, and that was by far one of the best games I've seen him play. And he is a complete running back, in my opinion, because he can catch it, he can run like over you, and he can run past you.
Now with Kumskus and Novak in the backfield, let's see who he gives it to. Novak keeps it.
And
Novak scores.
He's in. A nice methodical drive there from the Bulldogs, running the ball a lot, and after the couple pass plays, and they put a score on the board. That's big. Honestly, if they can just maybe chip away and get somewhat closer in this game and put IC on their toes, then you got to do that. Nice blocking up front there. Nice block by Jax Ramos especially, and Manny Ramirez. But Wheeler Bradick makes the extra point, so Bulldogs put another 7 on the board and go down only go down 48-13 now. A little bit of life coming back in this stadium, but still a far-fetched win here for RB. But
yeah, we got a running clock. I don't see this.
My name is Juan Hernandez. I've been playing football. This is my first year on varsity. Really excited. A good moment so far that I've had was getting tackled for the first time. It was quite an experience. I went to Hauser Junior High Middle School, and just shout out to my mom.
Hernandez, man, what a character, and I'm hoping to see him in this ball game coming up later in the 4th quarter.
yeah, I mean, I had him in gym class last year. He was a funny guy. He was a funny guy, to say the least.
I had the thrill of playing baseball with him in 8th grade as well as this past summer, and solid baseball player, but more importantly, an important guy to have in that clubhouse. He's necessity, a character, and he's every guy on this Bulldog team just loves and rallies around. And they're hoping to feed him the ball and try and get him a touchdown.
Wheeler Bradick with a line drive kick there, and Parker still corrals it. And looking for some room to work with. Makes a move outside. Still going. Still on his feet. And a flag is thrown.
Yeah, it looked like Chris Brown. He didn't even try. He saw Parker running, and he said, I'm not making that. Not going after that assignment. And then he just
you got to at least try.
On the outside.
And that's going to be a quick 3rd quarter coming to an end. With
Some
this
will say
running
mercifully.
clock. Yeah, running clock helping out just a tad. Just a tad.
Just a tad. Gonna get us home a little earlier here on this cold Friday evening.
Yeah.
Any special post-game plans following the close game?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Sleep is
yeah,
my
sleep.
post-game
Quick
plan.
turnaround for work tomorrow. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough one for the Bulldogs, but that was a great. Both their drives that they've scored on have looked very good, and they've been in control. Like there no penalties on that drive, and I think RB's the biggest takeaway, like for RB positive wise, is.
My name is Manny Garcia. I play offensive guard for Riverside Brookfield here. Fun fact, I can do the worm. I went to Lincoln Middle School in Berwyn. And my favorite moment from RB will probably be when we got the 49-yard field goal to beat Morton.
Manny Garcia Rivera.
Not Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, I mixed up a couple players, and that's my bad, Manny. But he is honestly one of the best offensive linemen I've watched live.
Yeah, he's, I believe, 3rd or 4th in the class of 2024.
Mhm.
I mean, he's
He's
ultra
special.
talented and
He's special.
huge.
And he just knows football. He's a smart football player, and he.
I mean, how often do you see a penalty committed against him? I don't think I've ever seen him commit a penalty. Him and Jax are both very, very reliable in that aspect.
Run here from IC, bouncing outside. Nice tackle there by Petrucci.
That's great, and Petrucci's really had a nice day. Like I've mentioned a couple times, he's had a solid day on Parker so far, and makes a tackle there.
Nice play there from Gray, or a nice run there from Gray, but he's been switching off with the starter Gibson, and he's been having a really good game. He has a touchdown and a different quarterback as well. I forgot to say, Gray with the run here keeps his legs moving, and he's got enough for a first down.
One thing I'd like to point out here, nobody on this team other than Mandela has thrown a pass this year. So seeing number 12, who, that's an issue. You don't even have him on the roster.
Yeah, that's maybe.
Oh boy.
Maybe he's the JV quarterback or something. But this is a big opportunity to get him in for just some sort of practice. Nice move there made.
Breaks the tackle from Switek, and Devontae Givens is there for the tackle.
That was a nice play there by Galata. He's like, I feel like we've been saying his name a lot. He's on both sides of the ball. He's just been all over the place.
Yeah, they've been having a lot of Galata.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. How long do you think that took me to think of?
Probably since I pointed to his name.
Okay. A little bit longer than that, but moving on, we have 1st and 10.
Run here from Gray. Nice defense there by the front 7 for the Bulldogs, and gets a shorter gain of about 3.
That's Max Montevolo there, who's one of the few juniors on this defensive line, and he's going to be one of the bigger impacts for that defensive line next year.
And I see big number 7-7 Jax Ramos there playing both sides now. And
Yeah,
good
they're
to
really
see him
trying
at
to get a big
right
body
above the
in there,
ball.
big presence.
That's a big man playing nose.
You know, I'd like to give a shout out to, a nice little scoreboard graphic, and guy who's behind the graphics, that's Josh. I mean, coming in today, he really didn't even watch football, so doing a great job of just keeping up with the game. So
Oh my gosh,
great job,
yeah.
Josh.
Great job. Shout out.
Shout out to all our crew tonight. We didn't have a big crew tonight, but we have a very dedicated crew.
And it got the job done.
And on a cold night, it's always a lot to
On a
ask.
Friday,
On
too.
a Friday night, on a cold night like this, so we have some very dedicated crew, so thank you to all of them. Now we have 3rd and 7. Bulldogs looking for their first stop.
A lot of second stringers in for the defense. Gray bouncing it outside, finding room, and gets the first down. Stays in bounds, and the clock will continue moving.
Smithing and Brown were both there for the
Just
tackle.
under 9 minutes left in this game. And Ramos is coming off the field. And Givens back at nose. Here's the run here. Really nice play there to avoid the tackler and bounce it outside for Gray to get a first down.
Another 3rd down conversion for the Knights.
Oh, a little confusion there from the quarterback. Sorry, we do not have his name on the roster, but nice play there to improvise, because he looked a little confused there. Maybe he called the wrong play, and the running back it looked like a handoff, and he ended up just running himself for a gain of nothing.
So, yeah, like you said, a lot of second stringers, so we're not going to be seeing any more of Mandala or Denzel Gibson, or not seeing any KJ Parker either.
Yeah, not even seeing Drew Swatek, the leading tackler on the field.
He was on the field for a little bit for the drive, and now he's checked out.
Nice tackle there by Petrucci. He's been doing a pretty solid job today. And he's been tall task guarding Parker for most of the game. And he did a solid job, and he's made a couple tackles as well.
One thing I wanted to talk about with Denzel Gibson, I mean, he committed to St. Thomas in Minnesota, and something really a fun fact about their school, they were a D3 school in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then they got kicked out of their conference because
They were just
too dominant. The Tommies were just too dominant. So in 2020, they made that jump from Division III all the way to Division I FCS level, and they made that jump in pretty much every sport. And they've dominated like hockey. They're one of the better hockey teams in the country. One of the better FCS football teams. I mean, they dominated D3, and now they're dominating the FCS level. And so it's a big commitment to land for Mr. Gibson.
And I don't know if we're going to see much Gibson left in this game. Probably a lot of Gray, but Gray looks really good so far. And as you see on this run here, looks like the same play on third down, little bounce outside, and he just keeps moving forward. More of a north-south runner for Gray.
So with the biggest takeaway, obviously being this Bulldog secondary, there's a nice tackle there from Dylan Cohen.
Really nice play there, shedding the blocker and getting his body out there to make a pretty nice stop. And that's going to be turnover on downs. I didn't even realize it was.
Yeah, I did not either. That's their first stop of the day.
First stop of the day.
Hey, we got it done with 6 minutes left.
6 minutes left, and maybe the offense can unfold one to get more points on the board. Anything, just inch your way back.
Yep. Just have some positive momentum going into the Francis game next week.
Yeah.
And I feel like this may be an obvious question, but I feel like you have to move Ryan Novak to linebacker next week.
I agree. I mean, Valencia's had a great year and has had a rough game today, but with this fumble, he's still a reliable running back. Even though he doesn't bring things like Novak does, he's still going to get the job done. Nice throw there from Gutierrez, and gets a nice
but what
game.
I'm saying is Ryan was playing defensive end for a lot of this game.
Yeah.
And although, you know, good experience, good like experiment against, you know, a tough runner.
Yeah.
They're not going to be playing as tough or as powerful. They're not playing a Division I running back next week. They're playing some Division I linemen. So their running backs are definitely going to get some holes, but the main thing you want to focus on is just tightening up in that secondary.
And that was James Espina on the last catch. Gutierrez running the ball again, making the moves, still going down at the 50-yard line. Really nice play there from Gutierrez.
Loves doing it on his own. James Espina making his first reception on the year.
Yeah, and Gutierrez has looked really shifty today. He's been moving around, and he looks very good on the run game. And his pass game has been very solid today as well. Maybe his completion percentage isn't that high, but he's been throwing the ball really awkwardly and still making it on target.
I mean, he's at 70% on the year and been pretty close to that tonight.
Valencia with the carry there. Not much to go there, and he's going to get 1 on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 9.
So about 4 minutes left here in the ball game.
A lot of guys we haven't seen today. Good to get them in the game.
2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs from the Knights, 48.
Valencia and Gutierrez, the junior duo back.
Bring in Juan. Come on. Where's Juan?
Gutierrez drop back. Great pass coverage. He's going to run it again and get a short gain.
Maybe got a yard there.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I sound like a broken record saying Gutierrez with the run, but that really has that's really what it's been today, is a lot of Gutierrez not liking his reads and just tucking it in and running it. As you can see here, you didn't find anything open, just goes out of bounds after a very short gain, but again.
And with 3 minutes left now, John Super checks into the game.
Valencia
taking the snap. Gutierrez's day is done. Super gets the carry. Super duper first down.
Nice run there from John Super.
Down to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Valencia getting his first quarterback touches this game.
Yeah, we've seen him play quarterback, and then we also saw a little throw on a trick play from Iggy Braddock this year.
Yeah.
So nice looking throw off his back foot on that play. As Super gets the handoff again.
Nice little run. I mean, another big takeaway, I think, for this Bulldogs positively is Gutierrez looked really good today.
He looked very good today. He wanted to put on a nice showing.
Mhm.
He's going to Miami this weekend, so he's going to have a nice performance to feed off of.
Yeah.
No, obviously he's not happy with the result, how this game went, but overall, if he looks back at it performance-wise, he did a great job of just staying calm, controlled, and just having a solid game, doing what he had to do.
And Nate
I mean,
Padilla-
no turnovers.
Yeah.
Finding receivers when he had to. He's made a couple bad reads, but nothing that was
Nothing
detrimental.
too crazy, yeah. And Padilla with his first touch there at running back, and he was in the slow shape photo that was posted, and everyone thought it was Novak, but
Everyone thought it was Novak, and I saw him like, what is 25 doing on the photo?
Hey,
I love Nate though.
He's
so,
a
no hate.
great
and
football
then he has a
player.
nice block right there.
Yeah, and
as Valencia takes off,
making
this
the
isn't a
moves,
Wildcat.
and he's gonna move the chains for a Bulldogs first down. Maybe put some points on the board, just over a minute. Maybe a little sense of urgency. You gotta end on a good note. You wanna go into a long weekend with at least 21 points on the board.
If you score here, you're just having like a crazy reaction.
I mean, sure, why not? Valencia, and nowhere to go, and is not sacked because he kept moving and is probably got to gain a one if that. And that just hitting the 30-second mark left in this game. Bulldogs are down 48-14, and first down just at the 27-yard line. Valencia throws it just over the head of number 24 for the Bulldogs. And the clock is still running because of the score. And that will most likely be the last play of the game.
And it will be. So that'll bring us to the end of the game. Thank you, Jake. Nice job. Very nice
Thank you.
job.
But you can take the outro. That's all.
Alrighty. So that'll do it for our RBTV Game of the Week. Final score, ICCP a lot. The Bulldogs not as a lot. 48-14 your final. I'd like to give a big thank you to all our crew who came out tonight. And big thank you to Jake. Doing a great job second half.
You as
play
well,
by play.
man. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for tuning in to tonight's telecast. Stay tuned for another big game for the Bulldogs as they take on the St. Francis Spartans next week. Thank you, everybody, and good night. Your final score, ICCP 48, Bulldogs 14.